So if you don't already know, the hands are pretty important for how your whole body is feeling. Your hands don't take up much of your body, maybe a couple percent, but the amount of sensory nerve endings that you have just in your hands are, 15 to 20% of all of the nerve endings in your whole body. So there's a lot of bandwidth that's being taken up by your hands. So if these are very, very tight and there's a lot of tension through your hands, then it's going to make it really hard for the rest of your body to relax. And this is a very common thing now that we spend so much time on our phone throughout the day, on the computer, typing, using our mouse. So I'm going to show you what you can do just sitting at your desk at work to kind of get these areas to release. The first one is pretty direct. You can rest your elbow on the table, and we're just going to individually go through our fingers, pulling them back like this. The one thing to note about stretching your fingers and your hands out like this is you have a little bit of a reflex that's going to kind of fight against the stretch, like your finger is going to try and come back this way. And if you can acknowledge this and just relax further into it, you'll be able to pull the finger a little bit back, a little bit further back, and really get a nice stretch. You want to, spend a minute or so on each finger and work your way through the whole hand. You can also work back by, pushing it back this way to get a little bit more of this side of the wrist and this part of the forearm. You can use the thumb, pull it back down towards the forearm. There's also a really big muscle right next to your thumb here that gets really tender on most people, so you can kind of pinch that with your hand, or if you have a little bouncy ball, you can put pressure into your hand like that. The other area of your body that actually has a lot of these sensory nerve endings is in and around your face and jaw. So just taking your hands, starting up where your cheekbones are, and slowly kind of moving through it like this can really get these two main areas that are taking up a lot of the so-called bandwidth in your body, just to relax. You go through that a few times throughout the day, and if you make this a little bit of a habit, you'll probably notice a big difference in just the overall kind of feeling calm, keeping your body nice and relaxed instead of really up like this when you're working at your desk all full of tension.